I heard a rumor about a legendary movie car hidden in this old barn. It sounds too good to be true, but I have to check it out.
The moment I stepped inside, the air felt heavy. There's something massive under that tarp, waiting to be rediscovered. Every inch of this masterpiece is covered in rot and decay. Most people would see junk, but I see a diamond in the rough.
The owner is this sweet lady. She said it's been sitting here since the 90s. She just wants it gone to clear up space.
I decided to test my luck. I offered her $100 to start. She looked at me like I was crazy, but I had to try.
I pointed out the rusted frame and the missing parts. This isn't just a car. It's a massive restoration project that will cost a fortune.
She countered with 400.
Honestly?
For a piece of cinema history, that is the steal of the century.
Deal done. For $400, I am now the owner of the most iconic superhero car ever built. Now the real work begins.
Getting it out of the barn was a nightmare. It's heavy, the wheels are seized, but seeing it in the sunlight is breathtaking.
Welcome to the workshop.
Under these bright lights, the damage is even worse than I thought. We have a long road ahead. First step, tear down. We need to strip this beast down to the bare bones to see what's salvageable and what's trash.
The interior is a disaster zone. Rodents have made a home in the dashboard. It smells ancient and everything is chewed up.
We're pulling the body panels off. The fiberglass is cracked, but the frame underneath is surprisingly solid despite the surface rust.
We are cataloging every single part. Half of these bolts are snapped, and the suspension is completely seized solid. There's no saving these brackets. We have to cut the rod out before we can even think about rebuilding the structure. Pulling the heart out. This old engine is seized tight. We're gonna need to rebuild it or swap it for something with more power.
With the car stripped, we finally have a clean workspace. The amount of rust and dirt that came off this thing is unbelievable.
Time for sandblasting. We are blasting away 30 years of neglect to get down to clean, fresh metal. It's so satisfying to watch.
Now that the metal is bare, we hit it with epoxy primer immediately. This seals the frame and ensures rust won't come back.
Moving on to the bodywork. The fiberglass has stress cracks everywhere. We're reinforcing the weak spots and filling the gaps.
This car is all about curves. We have to block sand by hand for hours to get those lines perfectly straight. No shortcuts here.
We couldn't find a replacement for the turbine fan, so we are 3D printing a new one to match the exact movie specifications.
The body is back on the frame. It looks like a patchwork quilt right now, but the structure is finally solid and straight. Into the paint booth. We're starting with a high build primer. This will fill in any microscopic scratches left from sanding. 3 coats of primer. We need a thick base to sand down later so the final black finish looks like a mirror. Now comes the wet sanding. We sand until your fingerprints literally disappear. This is what separates a good paint job from a great one.
This is the moment of truth. We chose the deepest, darkest jet black we could find. Just look at how it swallows the light.
Clear coat is going on. This adds that wet, glass-like finish. The curves of the Batmobile are finally starting to pop.
We're baking the paint to harden it. It looks like liquid onyx. I can't wait to see this out in the sun. While the paint cures, let's talk power. We rebuilt the V8 with modern performance parts. It's gonna sound like a monster.
Careful, careful. One slip and we scratch the fresh paint. Dropping the engine in is the most nerve-wracking part. Custom stainless exhaust. We want a deep, throaty rumble that matches the aggressive look of the car.
These custom wheels are unique. We're polishing the center caps until they look like mirrors. Details matter. Fresh rubber. The rear tires on this thing are massive. It needs plenty of grip to handle the weight and the power.
Back inside, we're lining the whole cabin with sound deadener. This will make the ride quiet and the doors shut with a solid thud.
Custom upholstery. We're going with premium black leather. It has to feel luxurious but tactical, like something Batman would actually use.
The dashboard is a maze of aviation gauges and switches. Wiring this up is a nightmare, but every light has to work.
Let's test the electronics. 3, 2, 1, and we have life. The cockpit looks like a fighter jet at night.
Seats are going in. It's a tight squeeze in here. Not much room for comfort when you're fighting crime. New canopy glass. The old stuff was yellow junk. This custom smoked acrylic makes the car look menacing and mysterious. Can't forget the gadgets. We're restoring the pop-up machine guns. Obviously they aren't real, but they look dangerously authentic.
For the afterburner, we're installing high-intensity LEDs and a smoke system. It needs to look like a jet engine firing up.
Final assembly. All the trim pieces, the intakes, the fins, it's all coming together like a giant, expensive puzzle. One final cut and polish. The black paint is so deep you can see your own reflection perfectly. It's absolutely flawless. The finishing touches. Placing the bat symbols. It's these little details that bring the character of the car to life.
Crystal clear vision. We are wiping down every surface. No dust, no fingerprints allowed on delivery day.
Fluids are topped off. System check is green. This machine is ready to wake up from its 30-year coma.
The moment we've been working for. Let's see if she starts. Nervous? Yeah, just a little bit. There it is! Listen to that roar. She's alive, and she sounds angry.
Time to take it out into the world. Seeing it transition from the garage light to natural daylight is always a shock. She rolls beautifully. The stance is perfect, low and wide. It looks fast, even when it's moving at 5 miles an hour.
Check out that turbine intake. It's mesmerizing. We took a pile of rust and turned it into this.
From a $100 barn find to a priceless collector's item, the transformation is honestly hard to comprehend. Driving it feels surreal. It's wide, it's loud, and it turns heads everywhere. You feel like a superhero behind the wheel.
Let's test the afterburner. Look at that. It may not be a real jet engine, but it sure looks like one.
This is what it's all about. Saving history. We didn't just fix a car, we brought a childhood dream back to life.
Look at the difference. $400 versus thousands of hours of labor. Was it worth it? Absolutely.
This project pushed us to the limit, but the result speaks for itself. The 1989 legend is back on the road.
Thanks for watching the journey. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some patrolling to do. Gotham awaits.